1986 United States quarter dollar, Washington quarter, history, context, and significance. The 1986 United States quarter dollar, commonly known as the 1986 Washington quarter, is part of one of the longest running coin series in American history. While at first glance it may appear to be an ordinary circulating coin, the 1986 quarter sits within a fascinating historical context involving American economic conditions, mint operations, coin design traditions, and the broader story of U.S. currency development. Understanding this coin requires exploring the origins of the quarter denomination, the evolution of the Washington quarter design, the mint marks used in 1986, and the role of the coin within the American economy during the late 20th century. This detailed historical exploration examines the 1986 quarter dollar, including its background, design, minting process, mint marks, historical significance, and its place within the larger narrative of United States coinage. 1. Origins of the United States quarter dollar. Early history of the quarter. The quarter dollar denomination dates back to the early years of the United States. The coin was authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792, which established a basic framework of American currency. The act created a decimal system of coinage based on dollars and cents, replacing the complicated British system of pounds, shillings, and pence. Among the coins authorized by the law was the quarter dollar valued at 25 cents, exactly 1/4 of a dollar. The first quarter dollar coins were produced in 1796 at the United States Mint in Philadelphia, which was the only mint facility in operation at the time. Early quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, and were relatively scarce because mintages were low and the coins were primarily used in trade rather than everyday purchases. Evolution of quarter designs. Before the Washington quarter was introduced, the United States quarter dollar went through several major design changes. Draped bust quarter, 1796 to 1807. Capped bust quarter, 1815 to 1838. Seated Liberty quarter, 1838 to 1891. Barber quarter, 1892 to 1916. Standing Liberty quarter, 1916 to 1930. Each of these designs reflected different artistic styles and political sentiments of the era. The Standing Liberty quarter, introduced in 1916, was widely admired for its beauty, but proved difficult to strike and wore down quickly in circulation. By the early 1930s, the United States Mint began considering a new design. 2. Creation of the Washington quarter. Commemorating George Washington. In 1932, the United States celebrated the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the nation's first president and one of the most important figures in American history. To honor the anniversary, the government planned to issue a commemorative coin. Eventually, the decision was made to redesign the quarter dollars rather than produce a temporary commemorative issue. The result was the Washington quarter, which debuted in 1932. The designer, John Flanagan. The Washington quarter was designed by the sculptor John Flanagan. Flanagan based his portrait of Washington on a famous bust created by the French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon in 1786. Flanagan's design featured a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse, an American eagle with spread wings on the reverse. This design remained essentially unchanged from 1932 to 1998, meaning the 1986 quarter belongs to this classic design era. 3. Composition changes. Before 1986, for most of its history, the quarter dollar was made primarily of silver. However, economic changes during the mid-20th century dramatically altered the composition of U.S. coins. Silver shortage and coinage reform. By the early 1960s, the price of silver was rising rapidly, making it more expensive to produce silver coins. To address this issue, the U.S. government passed the Coinage Act of 1965. This law removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters. After 1965, quarters were made from outer layers, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Core, pure copper. This is known as copper-nickel clad composition, which is the same composition used in the 1986 quarter. 4. The 1986 Washington quarter. By 1986, the Washington quarter had been circulating for more than 5 decades. The coin was widely used in daily commerce, particularly for vending machines, public transportation, and arcade games. The 1986 quarter continued the traditional Washington design created by John Flanagan. Design details. Obverse. Front. The obverse features portrait of George Washington. The word liberty above the portrait. The motto, "In God We Trust." The year 1986. The portrait faces left, following traditional European coin design practices. Reverse, back. The reverse design includes a heraldic eagle with wings spread, a bundle of arrows in its claws, olive branches representing peace. Text on the reverse includes United States of America, E pluribus unum, $quarter. This reverse design remained in use until the United States 50 state quarters program began in 1999. 5. Mint marks on the 1986 quarter. Mint marks indicate where a coin was produced. In 1986, Washington quarters were produced at 2 U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced quarters with the P mint mark. Historically, Philadelphia coins had no mint mark. But beginning in 1980, the mint started adding the P mark to quarters. 1986 marked one of the early years of Philadelphia mint-marked quarters. Denver Mint. D. The Denver Mint produced coins with the D mint mark. The Denver facility has been producing coins since 1906 and has historically produced very large mintages. Location of the mint mark. On the Washington quarter, including the 1986 version, the mint mark appears on the obverse just to the right of Washington's ponytail. On the obverse just to the right of Washington's ponytail. This small letter identifies the mint facility where the coin was struck. 6. Mintage numbers. Mintage refers to the number of coins produced during a particular year. Approximate mintage figures for the 1986 quarter include Philadelphia, about 551 million. Denver, about 504 million. These large numbers reflect the enormous demand for coins in circulation during the 1980s. Because mintages were high, 1986 quarters are generally common today, unless found in exceptional condition. 7. Coin production process. The production of a $quarter involves several highly precise steps. Step 1. Metal preparation. Large sheets of copper-nickel-clad metal are produced by bonding nickel-copper layers to a copper core. These sheets are rolled to the correct thickness. Step 2. Blanking. Circular pieces called blanks are punched out of the metal sheets. Each blank will eventually become a coin. Step 3. Annealing. Blanks are heated in furnaces to soften the metal. This makes the blanks easier to strike. Step 4. Upsetting. The edges of the blanks are raised slightly to form a rim. This prepares them for striking. Step 5. Striking. The blanks are struck by powerful presses using engraved dies. The dies imprint the coin's design onto both sides simultaneously. Step 6. Quality inspection. Coins are inspected and then packaged for shipment to banks. The United States Mint produces billions of coins annually through this process. 8. Economic context of 1986. The 1980s were a period of economic transformation in the United States. In 1986, the United States was under the presidency of Ronald Reagan. The economy was experiencing falling inflation, economic expansion, increased consumer spending. Coins like the quarter were essential for daily transactions. They were widely used in parking meters, vending machines, public transportation, laundry mats, telephone booths. Because electronic payments were still rare, physical coins played a major role in the economy. 9. Role in American culture. The quarter has long been one of the most recognizable coins in American life. In the 1980s, quarters were especially important for arcade games. Video games such as Pac-Man and Donkey Kong typically cost quarter per play. This gave rise to the phrase, putting a quarter in the machine. Payphones. Before mobile phones became common, payphones required coins. A local phone call often cost 25 cents, making the quarter the perfect denomination. Vending machines. Snack machines and drink machines frequently accepted quarters. Many people carried rolls of quarters for daily use. 10. Collecting the 1986 quarter. Coin collecting, known as numismatics, is a popular hobby worldwide. While the 1986 quarter is common, collectors still seek certain varieties and high-grade examples. Condition and grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 using the Sheldon grading scale. Important grades include MS-60, MS-63, basic mint state, MS-65, gem quality, MS-67 or higher, extremely rare for circulating coins. High-grade examples of the 1986 quarter can be worth significantly more than face value. Proof coins. In addition to regular circulation coins, the United States Mint also produced proof versions for collectors. Proof coins are struck with specially polished dies to create mirror-like surfaces. In 1986, proof quarters were produced at the San Francisco Mint with the S Mint mark. These coins were sold in annual proof sets. 11. Value of the 1986 quarter. Most circulated 1986 quarters are worth 25 cents, their face value. However, some examples are more valuable. Factors affecting value include condition, mint mark, rarity, error varieties. For example, mint state coins may be worth several dollars. Proof coins are often worth a few dollars. High-grade certified coins can sell for significantly more. 12. Errors and varieties. Coin errors occur during the minting process. Some possible errors include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, die cracks. While rare, such errors can make a coin valuable to collectors. 13. Transition to modern quarters. The Washington quarter design continued unchanged until 1998. In 1999, the reverse design changed as part of the United States 50-state quarters program, which featured a different design for each state. This program dramatically increased interest in coin collecting across the United States. 14. Historical legacy. Although the 1986 quarter may seem ordinary, it represents an important moment in the history of American currency. It reflects the long tradition of the Washington Quarter series, the transition to modern clad coinage, the economic culture of the 1980s, the continued legacy of George Washington. Millions of these coins pass through the hands of Americans in daily life, becoming part of everyday economic activity. 15. Conclusion. The 1986 United States Washington quarter is more than just a 25-cent coin. It represents over 2 centuries of American monetary history, from the Coinage Act of 1792 to the modern era of clad coinage. Its design honors George Washington, a figure central to American identity, while its production reflects the sophisticated operations of the United States Mint. Although billions were produced and most remain common today, the 1986 quarter still holds significance for historians, economists, and collectors alike. It serves as a small but tangible piece of the story of the United States, one that circulated in the pockets, cash registers, and vending machines of millions of people during the 1980s. For numismatists, even a common coin like the 1986 quarter offers a window into history, technology, and culture. Each coin tells a story, and the Washington Quarter series continues to be one of the most enduring and recognizable symbols of American coinage.